Happy New Year, everyone. It's a new year, 2026, and I'm back out here in the cold. About to do another modification, somewhat. So this is part two of the romp light install. I think if you watch my other video, I had mentioned that I kind of don't like this look with the zip ties. So what I realized was here's a hole right here in the back, pre-existing hole. So what I did was I made it a little wider, actually a 1-inch hole, and then I also painted it, put some touch-up paint on it. So I let that dry. So today should be relatively quick. I'm just going to disconnect all of these zip ties, disconnect this cable. I think I have enough cable down here to run it all the way through, and then run this cable back and go within the romp. So so that we don't see the cables there. But before we get into that, let's do a recap. So my first install, let me lower this, was the grass flap. And I'll put all the videos in the description. So we have the grass flap that's been successful. The second, which there is no video for, is these exhaust tips. I kind of like them. I didn't like the just plain metal look that it comes with. So I tried these out first. I have some regular straight tips also, but I like these for now. And then after the grass flap and the exhaust, then we have the lights. We have the romp lights right here, and we have the tank lights right here that are installed on both sides, and we have the two switches right here, which are connected through the ignition, so they will not work unless the key is pushed all the way in. And then there was the rear rack, which is no longer here. So I made a video of the rear rack. Apparently the intake, at some point in the Renegade's inception, this 38.5 liter motor, the intake, I guess, got bigger, and which raised the overall height of the motor, which kind of made the rear rack tight. So had a whole video about that, going through certain things. Sorry about that. So as I was saying, the intake changed, which made the actual motor sit higher, which in effect didn't leave much clearance for the rear rack. And if you watch the video, you'd see that I had problems. It was actually touching the air filter. I put a call out to Bad Boy, and they came back and actually told me that yes, this is no longer supported for the Renegade, and they told me because the intake, changed, so it's no longer supported. So I was able to disassemble it, send it back, got my money back. Strange thing, if you go to Bad Boy or shop.badboy country.com and you look for accessories for the Renegade, you'll still see the rear rack there. But once you click on that rack and you look at the description, it will tell you that it's only for the Rebel, Rebel X, and the Rogue. So yeah, so that was that one. And then the last one, if you haven't watched, is I upgraded to some twills. And here they go right here. I haven't used them yet. It's middle of the winter here. And, I mentioned in some of my other videos that I bought this in November, and I've only gotten to cut the grass once. And even in that one instance of cutting the grass, I tore my grass up in a couple areas. It could be me because my first time with the zero turn, and making the Y turn opposed to the zero turn. And I think I was trying to do the Y turn. Just because the zero turn, it's not advised to do the zero turn on, I guess, depends on what type of grass you have in the season and if it's wet or whatever. So, so I opted for the twills. I was gonna get the Reaper, not the Reaper, the Vector rims and the turf, the Versa turf tires, but again, after reaching back out the Bad Boy, because I didn't see the Vector rim listed on their site, so I didn't want to go through the same thing that I went through with the rack. They advised not to for some reason, even though the parts department said that it would work. But long story short, I went with this. So what we're going to do here is, like I said, reroute the wiring. Shouldn't be much to it. These are the tools we'll need. We have to take the bolts out of the one side of the romp with the 3/4 socket. We're going to have to torque it back to about either 75 or 80 foot-pounds of torque once we place it back. We're going to need some twine. This I'm going to hook on the end of the twine to chase it down. We're going to need at least one zip tie coming from the actual light to the top of the romp. I'm going to tape the two connectors back together while they're inside the romps, and then we'll need this to cut the ties, zip ties. So let's get going. So we have some spare cable down here that I zip tied, so I will cut those. One right here and one right here. So this should give me enough, I think, to actually run it through. But let me check that and then I'll come back. Okay, so my original solution with the twine and this piece didn't work. Tried to use a couple different things to try to get it to go, and it didn't go. So now I remember I had to run some Cat 6 in the house, and I had these. So I just switched to this, and I bought this from Amazon, so I could put this in a link. So I switched to this, and I'm going to snake that all the way through and all the way down. So I'll put it on time lapse so you kind of see the process, and then we'll come back. Okay, so I ran it through. You see it right here, and then we have it down here. So I'm just going to disconnect the twine from that, and then attach the cable to the twine, and then proceed to pull it up through the, actually I have to take also the bolts off and then pull the cable up through the romps. All right, be right back. Okay, so I did a couple things here. Added my grommet here to this cable. I removed the bolts here to the romps, and I tied my twine to the cable. So now I'm gonna pull it up to the top, and then I'll be right back. Wow, I thought I had enough. I thought I had spare. I mean, I do have a little spare here, but I got it through, got it up here, got it just to come out. So it may be hard to tape it, but I might try to tape it a little bit. But I should be able to connect it with this and then push it back down. So I'll have some a little spare because of this, but it pretty much took most of the cable to, I should have ran it underneath a lot of this. I thought I had enough. So let me connect it, see how much I can tape it here, and then we'll go from there. Also, it's worth noting, you want to put the twine up on this. This is a little clip. At first I tried to put it around the wires and it kinked up, I guess, right here in this area. So if you put it towards the front, it pulls the front and there's no twisting and bending. But it's up there. So like I said, let me connect it and see if I can put a little tape on it, and then I'll be right back. All right, so I threw a little tape on it. And I can feed it back through. That way I can pull it down from the bottom, and then, like I said, use a tie wrap right here, and then I will put this, fix this grommet in here. So let me situate that, and then I'll be back. Okay, so show you a little bit. We got a tie wrap. Use a tiny one right here, and then one right here, one big one. Got the rumps down to make sure that I stretch the cable as far as possible. You can see the little cable in there. I put tie wraps here and here. Left some slack here for movement. Put the bolts back in. I haven't torqued them yet. And I'll show you the back. So that's the grommet is in, and so we're just about done. I just have to torque it. I'll go through the torque real quick, and then we'll be done. Be right back. Okay, so I have my torque wrench set to 75 foot-pounds of torque. I'm going to set the camera down and show you as I torque it. I'll start with the bottom one. Alright, so that's 75, it clicked. Start with the top, and then go to the top one. That's 75 right there. So we're all torqued on these bolts. Okay. Everything's cleaned up. Everything's torqued. I also torqued just checked the other side just in case. Cut the zip ties. So now we just put the seat down. I guess we do the ultimate test and make sure they still work. So again, the way I wired this, and if you want to see this, you can watch. I'll put the link to the other video. Here is these lights. You know, if you look here, it doesn't work. Although they want you to wire it straight to the battery, but I didn't like it that way and didn't want to do it that way. So I wired it to the auxiliary port, which is the USB it's using. And so when I push the key down, and now when I push the button, the lights work. So again, it's a clean look. It's a clean look. You don't have the zip ties coming down the side. You know, I have one here, but it's just a cleaner look, especially from the front. You look at it. It's just a cleaner look. So thank you very much. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos, subscribe. There will be more videos. You know, once the weather starts to break, I don't think there was going to be this video, but I realized there was a hole in the back, and I said I could utilize an existing hole instead of trying to create another hole and possibly avoid the warranty. So so that's that. Again, Happy New Year, and thank you for watching. And this is my 2024 Renegade. Okay, so I forgot to mention, so when I did make the hole bigger, I used this step bit, the big one here. I got this from Harbor Freight. I brought it up to the 1 inch because the biggest, or the small, well, the only grommet that would fit over the connector was the 1 inch one, which is the biggest they have here. And this is from Harbor Freight as well. So I had to increase the hole to 1 inch, and I had to use this step bit. So just wanted to include this. I will leave the links in the description, but I forgot to include this in the beginning of the video. Thank you.